Of course we're going to talk about the trailers from San Diego Comic-Con. What else will we be talking about this week? Just go away. There were a lot of really good trailers that debuted at San Diego Comic-Con 2018 this past weekend. A surprising amount of them were actually all from Warner Brothers. Godzilla looked very good, Young Justice looks incredible. It almost makes me want to subscribe to the DC Universe streaming service to watch it, but then Titans comes along and makes me not want to subscribe. Fantastic Beasts looks okay. I'm not much of a Harry Potter guy, so I have no interest in it, but be honest with me for a second. Do people actually like the Fantastic Beasts movies? I'm not trying to troll, I seriously want to know. But of course, the trailers we're going to be talking about today are Shazam and Aquaman, particularly Aquaman. These are the first two films from the DC Cinematic Universe that are post-Zack Snyder, and they look miles different from anything else we've seen from the studio. Today I want to look at both trailers and see what exactly DC and Warner Brothers is trying to sell us. I'll be talking more about Aquaman than Shazam, but I think it's important to look at both pieces of work and see just where exactly the studio is headed. So the first thing I noticed about both trailers, and I'm sure a lot of you guys did as well, is that they're just so bright and colorful. The DC films have, up until this point, been, of course, criticized for their grim and gritty look, desaturated to the point of almost being colorless. Like, I know Wonder Woman's costume is supposed to be colored red, yellow, and blue. You know that it's supposed to be colored red, yellow, and blue. But can you tell me what color Wonder Woman's costume is from this image? Yeah, it's not exactly easy to tell. Even the brighter looking films like Wonder Woman and Justice League still suffer from a desaturated look in a lot of places. As beautiful as the No Man's Land scene is in Wonder Woman, it's very blue. And the end of Justice League is red. Just red. And yet the Shazam movie doesn't feature any of that. There's no weird, crazy filters going on here. It looks like a regular ass movie. The sky looks like the sky. Flesh tones look like regular, normal flesh tones. Really, the only odd coloring is in Shazam's costume, but that's just because it's so bright. The bright red and yellow really helps to set him apart from the mere mortals he's walking with. Which is weird because, yes, Shazam is a superhuman, but this trailer felt very small, very contained, almost grounded, especially compared to the other films in the series. And that may be because this is all they can show us right now. The movie comes out next year and isn't as far along in post-production as Aquaman is. But I think that's good. Keep it small at first to ease audiences in to this character and his world. A character that, honestly, most average people don't know about. I mean, most people have heard of the word Shazam, but they probably don't know who the character is. They're probably confusing it with that Shaquille O'Neal movie, which is called Shazam. And the trailer does do a great job of showcasing this new kind of hero. It's lighthearted, it's funny, dare I say it's a whimsical approach to superheroes in this day and age. Now, the Aquaman trailer is also very colorful, lighthearted, and funny, but in a very different way. Whereas Shazam looked small and grounded, Aquaman looks big and bombastic. I mean, holy crap, there's a lot going on in this trailer. This trailer had it all. Wild sea action, crazy land action, a tragic backstory. Everything they could possibly want to show you about this film without spoiling anything is all there in 2.5 minutes. Now, I remember seeing on Twitter somewhere that somebody compared this trailer to a Lisa Frank drawing, and I wish I could remember who said that so I can give them proper credit because it's very applicable here. Everything is very saturated, not oversaturated. It doesn't look like a Steven Soderbergh movie, but everything just pops with such vibrant color. It doesn't really look like any other big budget blockbusters out there, let alone DC films. Oddly enough, the color I remember most from this trailer is red. There's a lot of red here. Black Manta's eyes, the flare they use when they try to lure the trench away, of course Mera's hair. In fact, her hair looks a bit too red. Like, this is not the hair color she was born with. She looks like that cool girl from your art history class or your philosophy class who likes to dye her hair every other week. The one time Zack Snyder's muted color palette actually looks better. Who would have thought? Getting back to all the cool stuff in the trailer, the battle scenes look larger than life with incredible sea creatures in them. Atlantis looks exactly like it's supposed to. I had this fear that it'd be some dark apocalyptic landscape like Krypton and Man of Steel, or even Oa from the Green Lantern movie. So does this actually mean I'm excited for the Aquaman movie? Well, surprisingly, yes. However, there is a lot of stuff going on in this trailer. I don't think they gave too much away, and I don't think they spoiled any major plot revelations, but if the film is going to be anything like this trailer, I get the feeling that it's going to be very overstuffed. I mean, from the trailer alone, we can see that this movie is going to feature Aquaman's origin story, the war for Atlantis between Aquaman and his half-brother Orm, Aquaman's quest to reclaim his throne and birthright, the trench, which I don't see how that could fit with the rest of the stuff. I mean, that was a very separate story in the comics. And Black Manta's there for good measure. Now, I like Black Manta as a character, but I don't really know why he's here. I feel like he could very easily get lost in the shuffle of everything else going on. Also, I'm seriously starting to think that Jason Momoa is severely miscast as Aquaman. And it's not just because he doesn't look anything like the classic golden-haired Aquaman. Like, I can't be the only one who thinks this character looks and feels more like the lead singer of an 80s hair metal band than he does the King of Atlantis, especially with all the woos and yeahs that he does. I know a lot of people, myself included, worry that this movie is gonna try way too hard to make Aquaman seem cool, and I think this trailer showcases that they are going to do that. It doesn't look as heavy-handed as it was in the 90s, but elements of it are still there. But honestly, regardless, it's still incredible that we're getting a movie like this in the DCEU, or sorry, Worlds of DC. They're both stupid names. I'm just gonna keep calling it the DC Cinematic Universe. I mean, Aquaman actually looks like a comic book. It's big, it's colorful, it's imaginative, it's not trying to ape the style of another more serious film. It doesn't act like it's embarrassed that it is from a comic book. If it seems like I'm making a big deal that these movies are colorful and fun, that's because it is. Remember, this is the same studio that was rumored to have a no jokes policy in its filmmaking mandate. We went from getting joyless jumbled messes to big, fun-looking action movies that know what they are, that know where they come from and aren't embarrassed by their roots. For the first time since Wonder Woman, I'm excited for DC films again. I'm excited to see where these characters go. And even with my trepidations regarding Aquaman, I think both it and Shazam are the right films to lead us towards the future. And maybe, just maybe, we will learn why Aquaman and Mera are in the desert.
She never parachute!
Redheads! You gotta love them!
Like seriously, what are they doing there? That can't end well. What did you guys think about the trailers for Aquaman and Shazam, or really any of the trailers that came out of SDCC this past week? Let me know down below or anywhere on the internet. In the description below, I put some Amazon affiliate links to some of the comics I think these movies might be based on, including Throne of Atlantis. This says Justice League, but I swear it's mostly an Aquaman story. And The New 52 Shazam by Jeff Johns and Gary Frank. Yes, my copy is digital. I am 90% sure that the movie is just gonna be this book. Yes, these comics are both written by Jeff Johns. No, I don't think it's a coincidence that he's now pretty much the head of DC movies and the films are aping his work. Also in the description is a link to Wulff Den Apparel, our new clothing website where you can get great looking clothes like fancy t-shirts and of course, this sick hat. I'm gonna keep calling it a sick hat, don't at me. Of course, new videos every Tuesday and Wednesday night at 9 p.m. Eastern is Wulff Den Live. So subscribe to see all of that, like this video, and share it with a friend who is also pumped for Aquaman and Shazam and all the great movies coming out this year and next. Thank you all for watching. I will see you next time.